I mean, my boy,
Yes.
Kwame with the big arms. Look.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Cold out there, you're there walking around in
It's warm,
t-shirt.
what do you mean, man?
Nah, man.
Summer is here, people.
Any excuse
Summer is
to get the
here.
guns out.
Oh, please, man.
But I
Just
must
hating.
admit, I
Just
like what I'm
hating.
seeing,
This is-
man. You know what I
listen,
mean?
this is-
And I'm sure the ladies like what they're seeing as well. You know what I
One in
mean?
particular lady at the moment. So
All
that's
right, yeah,
good,
we don't want to get
me into trouble.
yeah,
Get me
I don't
into
want to do
trouble.
that. I don't want to
But
do
yeah,
that.
no, working hard. We're working hard in
Yeah,
the gym,
man,
but
yeah,
we're
man.
also working hard on the pitch with Arsenal.
Yeah,
So-
let's talk about it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
4-0. Smoked Ipswich. What I would say about it is, like, coming into this game, believe it or not, Arsenal have not been performing that well in the Premier League. Our last 5 games, we've only won 1 of them. And I've got to be honest, man, there's been a couple of drab performances in there as well. So it was refreshing to see us get on the front foot today early. Look on it from the start, got the early goal, and we didn't look back after that.
Yeah. I was really impressed with how we started. I think Odegaard in particular, in the first half, he done really well. Getting early touches on the ball, Saka, everyone, the movement of the players, it looked good. And then obviously we were just waiting for that goal. We put so much pressure on Ipswich. I was just like, surely we're going to start scoring some goals. But yeah, no, I was really impressed with us, especially off the back
Do you think that's Arsenal riding that Champions League wave, or do you
Literally.
think things are just starting to click?
Literally, just going to say, straight off the back of that Real Madrid victory, I think, we used that momentum very well. And it was more of, we came in with a certain aura. I said it on the live. We came in with a certain aura that, you know what, we need to deal with Ipswich. Obviously, where they are in the tables, where they are, they're relegated more or less now, you know. So it's one of those things where you still got to get the job done. So I feel like we've done that. We didn't we wasn't apprehensive in our approach. It was more put pressure on them. They will create they'll create chances for us, and we need to put them in the back of the net. So 4 chances we got, and we put them in the back of the net. But we had more. We could have had more.
Yeah,
could have
we
had
could.
more.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So for me, the player that really stood out for me was Mikel Moreno. I think he's been fantastic. Kai Havertz, you remember him? Yeah? Are we missing Kai, people? Or is it a thing where Mikel Moreno has kind of given Arteta a solution? It was one of his internal solutions. So you got to credit Arteta as well with that. I think that assist that he had for Martinelli's goal was class.
Some people are saying that they thought it might have been an effort on goal. Where do you stand?
Nah.
Me personally, I think that was an assist.
I think it was an assist.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, for me, like I said, when you look at the goal and you see how he approached it, he was given a few looks over his left shoulder just to see where Martinelli was, and I'm pretty sure that Arteta drills them. So he knows this is where you need to arrive in the box. And that is also something that I will have to say about Martinelli, which I used to get onto him. I always found that he never arrived in the box, or he wasn't there at the right time. But today, credit to him, he was. And he put it in the back of the net. But yeah, for me, that was definitely an assist, 100%. It was quality,
He
absolutely.
was, and the reason why I'm crediting him with it as well is because we've seen that the guy's a very intelligent player, the way he plays the game in his head. He's not the quickest, he's not the strongest, but like you said, football IQ is second to none.
Yeah.
And but you know what? I think Trossard has given the manager a few questions to answer there with his performance playing up top, because he scored 2 today and he looked sharp.
He did. The little Belgium, he done us well. It's quite interesting because I know James loves Trossard, or the thought of having Trossard as a false 9 or a 9. But for me, I always say, physically, is he going to get bullied by some of the centre-backs? I'd rather mark him than mark a Moreno. But Trossard proved a lot of problems, or he caused a lot of problems to the Ipswich defenders. And I like the goals that he scored because it wasn't the cleanest. The strikes were clean. Don't get me wrong. That second strike that he had was very clean. But it was more or less, he was shooting when he shouldn't be shooting. You know, like as goalkeepers, when you speak to goalkeepers, they always talk about, I like it when a striker or someone sets up a shot and then they shoot because they can prepare their feet. Whereas Trossard, he gets the ball out of his feet very quickly and then he strikes. And that's something I like, you know. So, definitely proving a point. It was a big chance or a big moment for him because obviously Moreno's really hot up top at the moment. And again, credit to Mikel Arteta. He's experimenting. He's rotating. He's like, all right, cool. Moreno, we know you can do a job there. Trossard, let's see what you can do. So he's kind of accepted the challenge and he's rose to it. So credit to him and that.
And when you get a 4-0 win like we did today, the forwards normally get the plaudits, which is, understandable. But I think we've got to shout out the defence today as well. I thought they looked solid, man. I mean, that partnership between Kivior and Saliba is looking real good, right?
Yeah. I mean, off the back again, the Real Madrid, I think that was the biggest challenge for Kivior. Saliba, I know he's got it in his locker, but it's also still hard to kind of carry a defender. He hasn't got that same experience or that same, how can I say?
Yeah, he ain't got the
progression
gravitas as the others.
as
Yeah,
Gabriel.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he had big shoes to fill. Kivior done very well. I really liked how he's been in the air. Aerially, he's won a lot of headers. And then also he's starting to win his second balls on the ground, which makes his life a lot more easier. And then they kind of work together. I really like it. They're working in cohesion. One attacks, the other one drops. They're reading each other's game, so it's only going to make them stronger as a partnership. So yeah, no, they've done
And I
very
like
well.
Kivior's confidence. There was a couple of times today he brought the ball out
brought
from
it
the back,
forward, yeah.
and you could see he had that little
That's
strut there. I mean, that bit of confidence, which is what you get with more game time, winning matches, high-profile matches, stuff like that. So that's good to see.
He's come a long way.
Ben White
Yep.
also played today. How do you think he matched up today?
Ben White, we've missed him. We've missed him. I think it was James who brought it up in saying he provides something different in terms of offensively when we're going forward in comparison to Timber. I like Ben because Ben will move and he'll do the overlap round Saka or whosoever. But then also he can put a ball in the box. And his distribution is slightly different to Timber. He kind of fizzes it into the box, but also puts a little curl on it. So I'm happy to see him. And then obviously his stature, his physical presence is always there. His distribution from right back I love. The balls over the top is something that we've been missing. So it's just good to have him back and for him to complete the game, to be honest. That was really good. So, yeah, happy
And
with him.
Zinchenko got a start today. He doesn't normally start these days. How do you think he did?
Zinni, what they say, no Partey, no problem. Yeah, no Partey, no problem. It's fine. We've got Zinchenko in the middle. I thought Zinchenko put in a clean performance in midfield, or when he went into midfield, definitely. It's very hard to press him. He's so difficult. And it goes to show you, again, like we're talking about the certain players, Moreno, they're not that physically strong compared to Miles Lewis-Skelly. But because they understand the game, they understand the movement and where to find the space, it's so hard to press him.
He's an experienced player.
He is
as
an
well.
experienced player, and I guess it's shown that. And he was just the little passes he was playing that would obviously egg on the Ipswich players to kind of press him, and then sooner or later there's a space open up behind him. So yeah, Zinchenko done well. Could have got a goal with his left foot. He could have got a goal, but he kind of fizzed it over the top. So yeah, no, I was happy with that. The only thing I wasn't happy with, because I know we're going through the play.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The only thing I wasn't happy with is obviously that challenge, that awful challenge for Saka, yeah? But it was also the way that the fans were getting onto Saka. And they were clapping the Ipswich player for what he done.
You know what? They clearly haven't seen the replay. Ipswich fans, when you go home tonight, those who were at the game, especially those booing Saka, I beg you, go and look at the replay, and I guarantee you will think differently. Because for me, that was a terrible challenge.
It was.
The ball had clearly gone. Leif Davis has then used that as an opportunity to go through the back of Saka. And I've got to be honest, Kwame, to me, there was a large degree of intent there to take the man, to hurt him.
There was. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know what he's thinking, but for me as a defender, when I see those kind of plays going through, there's a chance where you can win the ball and there's a chance where you have to just hold off and wait. There was no chance for him to win the ball. He had to go through the man. And for me...
No, but he's raked his studs down the man.
I know, he went right through him. That's what I mean. Like, he should have just let him come inside, let Saka come inside, and then try and get the ball. But you could tell there was a... And this is what I'm saying. You know, you play against players and it's like, oh, yeah, he's the talk of the town. Oh, they just come against Real Madrid. Oh, they think they're big boys. Let's peg them down a few. And you get me. You get.
Plus, Saka was skinning him during the game.
Of course, Saka was all over him. So for me, it's one of those things where he's like, you know what, I'm going to leave something on him, so he can't play against PSG or whatsoever. But yeah, no, it's an awful challenge. Yeah,
But yeah, you know what, you're right. There's leave one on him, which I kind of understand. A man's getting the better of you. You see an opportunity where you might get a bit physical with him.
Yeah.
Fine, but he raked his studs down the man's
straight
Achilles.
The referee done well, to be honest. That's probably the one time I'll agree with the referee. Referee done well. You've been watching the Champions League game in the week, so that was good. That's how it should be. We don't want challenges like that at the end of the day.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That was poor. Saka, he carried on playing, which was a bit of a surprise.
Yes.
He came off. They applied some ice to the injury.
Yeah.
But I noticed that later on in the game, towards the end of the game, they took the ice off. After the game, he seemed to be walking of his own volition, which is good. Yeah. So let's hope that he's going to be fine.
He'll be fine.
So listen, we got the job done today. 4-0, really good performance. Didn't concede. It's all good. We got Palace on Wednesday. How do you think the manager approaches that game? Do you think, again, heavy rotation or what?
No, not heavy rotation. I just think he should maybe keep it the same. I think Martinelli is doing really well. Shout out to him as well, getting his 50th goal. He's only 23. I keep forgetting about his age. It's ridiculous. But certain players like him, Trossard again, maybe start him up top again. But Crystal Palace is a different opponent. They're going to be a lot more
They're a
physical.
better team.
Yeah, they are a way better team. So for me, he might revert back to Moreno up top, or he might keep it the same. We don't want too much rotation because obviously we're leading into the PSG game now. So it's one of those things where you don't want certain players to get injured, but then you want to keep them still kind of hot and ready. So
It's a fine balance.
it is a fine balance, and that's why I don't get paid for that. That's what Arteta gets paid for. But
You spend all your time in the gym working on your arms.
Not even. I'm just working
But just quickly, I asked all the other guys, it's only fair that I ask you as well, very quickly, because we've got to wrap up soon. Arsenal versus PSG, semi-final of the Champions League. A, how do you think we match up against them? B, can we get the job done? What do you reckon?
I believe we can. I said it to you before after the Real Madrid game. That game there was the pinnacle of, can Arsenal, have they got the cojones? Have they got the belief? Those boys have got the belief now. It's just about executing the plan on the day. PSG are a really good team. In terms of balance, as a full footballing team from front to back, they're amazing. I love their midfielders. I love their defenders. They've got a lot of experience, a lot of tenacity as well. So it's going to be a hard task. The only thing is that we've played them before, so I believe we can do it again. We can beat them again. But it's just about getting a good result at home first to then take it to Paris. So yeah, I believe we can beat PSG, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as convincing as the Real Madrid game. It's going to be a lot more tighter. But I reckon we can get the job done. Yeah.
Okay, Kwame, thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you.
Respect.
Bro.
Nice one.